How we can do the performance testing? Using two application server with RAM, CPU and one MySQL server, we're gonna do the performance testing using the Blaze meter. Blaze meter will use the JMeter to put some load on the network. We're going to use the 20 concurrent users. That we're gonna mimic the 20 users consistently accessing your website and pulling the data, going from page to page to page to page to page, and see how fast they will get the page loaded. Do we expecting any bottleneck? Can we detect any bottleneck? That the first test we're gonna do with 20 users concurrently accessing the website for extended time period, and see if this will have any degradation in the perspective of the speed of the website. Then we're gonna increase the number of the concurrent users and see to which point we're gonna start seeing the degradation, which definitely will affect the user performance. Let's try. Okay, for the demonstration purpose, we set up the website OCI demo 3. This is the pure demo page, default configuration for the template. And we have just couple pages, home, about, with some pictures, portfolio, project details. Using the Blaze meter plugin for Chrome, I record the sample test which going from page to page to page with the several page expressions, and then we're putting this into the loop. Okay, but now we're gonna just run the test. The test is gonna run against two application servers, app 1 and app 2. That users will hit the load balancer, and then the traffic is coming to app 1 and then app 2. Okay, I'm going to start the test. There is one engine, total 20 threads, maximum duration of 20 minutes, and we're gonna send the email to one subscriber, launch the test. We see right now the process is starting, it's preparing, and as this process is preparing, let's put this view a little bit here. I'm bringing the view of the server. We can observe on the server side, we can see the htop and see the performance usage of CPU memory. We can see the request for ngings. Okay, right now it's nothing yet happening here. App 2. Also, we are using just 0.7 CPU and like 1 giga RAM, and nothing happening here in the request yet. But like you see here, this is the booting time of the virtual machine where our test gonna run. Okay, the requests start coming up. We see the request coming up to application 2 server. And we see also the request coming to application 1 server. That right now we can see that load balancer is working, and one request is coming to 1 server, second request coming to 2 servers. Now 2 servers are responding with the request. Now comparing this to the single server, we have a double performance because 2 servers is processing the user's request. Now, what is on the usage? We see right now the usage is like 37 CPU, 70%. Right now, here is going to like 25, 70, is jumping up, down. Okay, now let's see. Here we have a little bit graph as the process is continue. Okay, we see that now the process is growing up, now increasing the number of the users is growing to 20 concurrent users, and here we have a response time. Okay, here we had a little bit spike in 4 seconds, but then it's bring down to 700 milliseconds, and we are in the range of 1 second, or mainly actually below 1 second. Like you see this graph, it's mainly below 1 second response time. Okay, here we have a number of the connections, number of the requests, which is processing. That here you have a line of 20 users, but number of the requests is coming down to like 9 up to like 14 requests. Now we simulate a pretty heavy, we are simulating the good traffic, okay, like 20 users consistently using the website, consistently browsing your pages, right? Okay, we have a 59. Okay, that so far as the test is processing, we are still with the response time near 1 second. Some requests is going a little bit above 1 second, some requests are actually going below 1 second. We are in the good response time. And you see the general statistics is approximately 8 requests per second, 724 millisecond average response time. 90% response time is 1.9 seconds, almost 2 seconds of the 90% response time, and the bandwidth is 17 megabyte. And we are still processing. That we don't see any degradation of the server performance during this test. Okay, let's see our server sets. Okay, the CPU right now is reaching like 100% of the CPU on the app 1, app 2, and app 1 is going down. Actually, app 1 is doing a little bit better because it's like just 40% of CPU. Okay, app 2 right now also bring down to 40. That the CPU on the server is also going up, down, and remember, this is just one CPU servers. Those are not high performance or high CPU servers. There is just one CPU and 6 GB RAM. From the memory utilization, we see memory is just 1.2 GB from 6. That there is not really, memory is not really used during those requests. Right now that we have an average 20 users, 8.4, and we see the graph response is 700 milliseconds, that we are actually below 1 second response time. Okay, timeline report. Okay, we come from 9 till the 20 users. The response time again is like 700 milliseconds, which is good. The green line is total number of the hits, where here we're hitting like 10 requests per second. Request statistics. Here we can see the average number of hits, the response time. Okay, here we have a 1 second. Everything else are much lower. Okay, I think this is still going. The time of the test is 20 minutes. Let's see our, yep, the request is still coming up. Okay, I'm gonna just keep recording this and we'll come back to analyze after this test completes. Okay, the test is continue working, and now as we're observing our graph, now the response time is falling down to 650, and we still see the process is working. Now the number of the hits is a little bit decreasing from almost 9.9197. It's right now decreasing to like 8.28 per second. Okay, that with the number of the decrease, we also have a faster response. Okay, it looks like the server is stopped because we don't see the traffic right now here. That our test is completed. That with the average, you can see that 20 users, 20 concurrent users, with the average hit throughput is 8.9 hits per second, and giving us the average response time of 800 milliseconds. Okay, 90% response time is 2.7 seconds, and average bandwidth 1.8 megabyte. But with the average response of 800 milliseconds, the page load time is nice and quick, nice and fast. In some requests, yes, you will wait a little bit longer, up to like we had those average 90% response, 2.7 seconds, around 3 seconds, that there will be some requests going longer. But with all this number of the requests which we had during this time, during the test time, we have 800 milliseconds as the average response time. Okay. Now, next test, I will increase number of the users to 40. And let's see how this will perform with the 40.